let's just begin at the basic. For a child, the only identity that a child has is the social identity. So let's take a back and let's just sort of discuss as to what exactly is social identity. Now, social identity is something that is how you perceive your relationship in context of the society that you're in, or in context of the people that you're staying with. So it could be your family, could be your friends, could be your colleagues. So it depends on how you see yourself versus in context of them. Now, for you to have a social identity, it has to be confirmed by somebody else. Now, what do I mean by that? Now, if your child thinks that she or he is Vidya's best friend, in that case, Vidya also has to confirm the fact that you are her best friend. Without that confirmation, for your child to have any kind of social identity as somebody's best friend cannot happen. Now, what happens is the research says a child who has a positive social identity would have very high self-esteem, will be very confident, would be very sure of what they want to do, and they're very ambitious in a sense. They know how to get their wishes come true. Another thing is that they almost always would show what we call as a pro-social behavior. What do I mean by that? A person who has a very positive identity is somebody who's very helpful, very kind, understand, has a very high empathy. And a person also who is very, very high on social identity is not afraid of commitment. Now, that could be any kind of commitment, be it relationship, be it work, any kind of commitment. The person is not scared of taking up the task, right? And let's me explain a little bit of other things that comes with it. So yeah, the fact of the matter also is people who do not have a very positive identity, or when they go through identity crisis is what it's called, they have issues with commitment. As I said, it could be a commitment of time, it could be a commitment of work, or even relationship. They also have a very low self-worth because they often have a tendency to be lonely as well, because they don't have people giving them the approval they require. And they also end up almost having what you would call as a very rebellious characteristics, where they get into trouble not just with their parents, eventually with their bosses, with police, maybe even government. So it's very important. I know in India, unfortunately, we don't talk much about child's identity, but your child is making identity from the day she or he is born. And I know it's a concept which is very alien to the generation which have been brought up. You shouldn't question your elders, you shouldn't ask questions. It's a time change that is needed now. The parents need to start being more, I think, more sensitive towards child's identity and actually encourage this, because you will actually be bringing up a very confident child.